Here are basic effective ways you can keep possession of the ball in FC24. When attacking, you have to master the art of maintaining possession while building up, either you like it or not. Visit u7buy.com and get some cheap, safe, and reliable FC coins. You have to build a strong squad to manage the competition. Use the discount code DRFC for 6% off, link in the description. Keeping your eyes on the opponent's defender is a crucial skill you need to practice and develop to become second nature, because it's one of the important skills you need to keep possession of the ball. Some players make a mistake of fully focusing on the player with the ball, not minding about how the opponent is defending. Observing that selected defender gives you the understanding of the situation, whereby if the opponent is trying to defend your option, you see it coming and immediately change the plan. For example, if the opponent is cutting that passing lane, you instead keep on dribbling and change direction to look for other options, or change the passing option, as that moment you could be with plenty of options. Not only selected defender, but also non-selected defenders, they tend sometimes to automatically close up your options as they reposition. When you see that, always be patient. Building up, you have to avoid unnecessary risks. You have to keep everything safe, but with purpose. Here are some of the general aspect skills you have to prioritize. First is dribbling safely. Build up, you don't need to use fancy skill moves and tricks because the reward is low compared to the risk. The reward is that you beat that defender and move forward, but the risk, the opponent can win the ball, and he takes that opportunity to create something and even score. So to dribble safely, observe the opponent's selected defender movements and also the available space. Then dribble in a way that you keep your player in between the ball and the opponent's defender. Here it's very difficult to tackle the ball because your player will use his body to shield it. Second is to pass safely. After dribbling, you have to pass the ball, and you have to be keen here because the opponent can easily dispossess you if you choose the wrong pass options. Avoid passing the ball when the passing lane is closed. Always look for open passing lanes. Here you're passing safely with less risk of losing the ball. There's no need to force the pass because the risk is way much bigger than the reward. Another one, always choose open free players. Passing the ball to a player who is marked by the opponent's defender, you will receive immediate pressure and even lose the ball right away. So if it happens and you pass the ball to a pressured player, always be steps ahead. Make sure you know your next step before releasing the ball, like passing the ball first time, or taking the touch away from the pressure. Third is controlling the ball. This is the most important one, because before doing anything, you have to first control the ball. Avoid receiving the ball into the opponent's defender. You have to be very observant of the opponent's selected defender. So when receiving the ball, take the touch towards the available space, and also make sure to keep your player in between the ball and the opponent's defender. Calling players short is a trick of controlling an off-ball player in FC24. This reduces the chances of losing possession. To call a player short, you simply aim the left analog towards that player you want to call, then you immediately press or tap the R1 button, or RB. This player will move close to provide a pass support. We use this mechanic. Want to get support? Sometimes your players will automatically run forward, or you intentionally send them forward, leaving you with no passing support. So calling these players back is a crucial way to maintain possession. For example, here I send this player forward, then I pass to my midfielder with plenty of space around him. But the opponent reacted quick enough and applied pressure. I realize he's anticipating me controlling the ball towards this space, so I decide to surprise him by taking it to the opposite direction. But this direction the opponent's players are tracking back, which means I have less time, and am trapping myself with no passing option. I remember this running player, so I aim the left analog towards him and press R1. This player stops, giving me support in this situation, so I take that pass and move forward without risking anything. Another use of this tool is to escape pressure in two ways. One, if when you have no passing options and the opponent is applying pressure to your ball holder, you can just use this tool and call any available player short for support. Then another way is that immediate pressure when receiving the ball. If you realize that the opponent's AI defender is marking your passing option, or the opponent is doing it manually, call that player short and pass the ball. Here you ensure that you don't receive that immediate pressure. Another way and crucial one to maintain possession is to switch sides. Some players just get stuck on one side, not realizing that the opponent has many defenders loaded on that side. So they try to force that side, and as the result, they lose the ball. Here, the best decision to do is to switch sides. Get the ball to the other side. and it's simply done by using the lob pass. Just hold it and load the bars to about full bars, aiming the left analog towards that player you want to pass the ball to, and that's how you escape pressure by taking less risky option while building up. Another way to switch sides is to use ground passing and take the ball quickly towards the opposite side. So don't always use the aerial passing unless it's necessary, and passing the ball on ground is more overpowered in some moments. Despite escape pressure and maintain possession, you can use this trick just to create space. So when you on that loaded side, by default in FC24 new generation game version, players tend to overload on the ball side, meaning that side with the ball, leaving a big open space on the opposite side. So when you switch side, you get the ball to the side with plenty of big open spaces. You can even transit from building up and right away create a chance. When you switch sides, still these defenders will move slowly to again load on that side with the ball. And if you slow down, the same thing which happened on the previous side will happen on this side, overloading on that side too. So when you switch sides having that space, make sure to immediately increase the speed of your attack. Utilize this space as fast as you can and take advantage of it. But the main aim of switching sides is to maintain possession in a less risky way. Being tunnel vision is to constantly keeping your eyes around the ball. If you really want to improve, you have to get out of your comfort zone and try to learn the basic effective skills, like moving your eyes around and scan the pitch. If you always look around the ball, you won't be able to see all your options around the pitch, and this makes the pitch very small. But if you always take 1 second and look around, you will see your options and even plan your next move. This trains to react faster and be able to keep possession of the ball. Another way and most important if you take this game competitive is to play unpredictable. All the stuffs we have talked about, yes, are good and effective, but still if you play good opponents, they will anticipate these mechanics and still give you hard time to move forward and sometimes dispossess you. So you have to play like an advanced player. So instead of always dribbling safely and turn to keep the ball safe, you can implement fake dribbles. Here you pretending like you're turning to a certain direction, but you do it halfway and go back to previous direction and fool the opponent. Next, instead of always controlling the ball into the space, you can just pass the ball first time. You implement one-touch passes in a tic-tac fashion to change the passing rhythm and be unpredictable. And even sometimes you call that player short, especially the winger. So if the opponent overcommits with his fullback to mark that player, you don't pass to him, but instead surprise him by just sending him forward and utilize that space and behind open by the fullback. Another one, instead of switching sides all the way on the ground following the game direction, here you instead change the direction of the game. If you have been following our videos, you understand this trick is very effective. In fact, it's one of the best unpredictable tricks on the game. You can use the aerial switch the unpredictable way. Here you use double switching instead. You switch side to escape pressure, just wait a little bit for those defenders to move again on this side, then switch again and surprise the opponent. So guys, if you implement these mechanics into your game, you will never lose possession of the ball easily. That's it for today. Hit that like button and we see each other in the next one. Take care.